I am a genius. But he awakened the most rubbish succubus profession. In the school beauty who I grew up with. But he awakened the rarest dual SS profession. Became the focus of attention of teachers and students of the whole school. Even the principal was congratulating him. But when I'm getting ready to go home, a familiar voice came from behind. Why don't you wait for me to go home with you? This made me freeze in place. Then he turned around and looked at each other in surprise. Ask Ruoxi, why are you here? This is because you have lost your memory. Or have I lost my memory? I told you to come home with me after school. As a result, you left quietly now. So you hate me? Are you going to abandon me? I was asked this by him. I suddenly became nervous. Ruoxi, you misunderstood me. I'm not abandoning you. It's just that the teacher told us to form teams freely. So you now, I should be discussing it with my classmates. How to form a team. However, Luoshi gave me a look. Said I don't like them. Just want to have you. Is there a problem with this? I was dumbfounded immediately. I didn't expect him to answer like this at all. He quickly said, Luoshi, to be honest, you shouldn't have chosen me. Other students are better than me. If you choose me, we'll hold you back. But Luoshi grabbed my hand. Keep going. The body also leans forward slightly. I have no choice but to step back. But before I took the steps back, I realized I had no way out. Leaning against the wall of the security room, surrounded by students, even the security guards. I also watched Luozi be banging me with great interest. Because these two people, one man is the only male inner demon in the world. The other one is a joke about just awakening the SS profession. We are all famous. At this time, Luoshi showed a bad smile. He deliberately kept his body close to mine. The lips are only 1 centimeter away from my face. I swallowed. The CPU is overloaded. As a man, he is raped by a girl. Excited and even a little shy at the same time. Lassie, you will be filmed if you do this. Bad influence on you. I don't care about a girl. You as a man, more pretentious than me, ignored my advice. Lassie put her hand on my lips. Do not speak. Just keep it like this. Let me smell you more. Lassie's faint smile. Cool tone. Makes people want to conquer involuntarily. But I think I'm not worthy of him. Don't dare to look into his eyes. Lassie said. Don't talk. Losi stretched out her hand to stop me again, then stare into my eyes. Ask softly if you can be my teammate. In this world, I only believe in you. And this is also the first time I've asked you since I've known you. So promise me, okay? Don't reject me. Let me beg you. I was immediately speechless. Look around for help. But he was taken over by Luo Zihan. The chin was forcibly twisted back. Not allowed to look elsewhere. You must respond directly to my question. Come on, you only have 2 choices now. The first is to agree. The second one is okay. Luoshi with a slight smile. A second ago, I felt aggrieved and begged myself. The next second, she switched to the royal sister posture. Forcefully asked me to agree. Switching so freely. It inevitably makes me a little nervous. But soon I breathed a sigh of relief. Because of the soft and jade-like appearance. Is this still Luoshi's true character? But relax, relax. Being watched by so many school teachers. It's impossible to say you're not shy. I tore for a moment. Immediately responded and agreed. I agree with this statement. The surrounding students suddenly exploded. It's wonderful. School belle confesses love to male succubus. The other party is forced to choose to agree. What a breaking news. Beautiful female partner succubus. It really knocked me to death. The noise around me is getting louder and louder. More and more people are taking photos. I lowered my head with a blush on my face. But Luoshi pinched his chin and forcibly lifted it up. Good from now on. You only belong to me. Now we go home. I won't let you slip away from my hands again. Luoshi took the initiative to hold my hand, leaving the circle surrounded by melon-eating people. He is still so cool. As if he doesn't know what shyness is. On the other hand, I blushed. She exudes a unique temperament that belongs only to succubi. If this kind of temperament is placed on a succubus, that's what I feel sorry for. But when I think about it carefully, this is a man. The students suddenly felt a chill. Girl, okay. After all, I just feel scared. I almost fell under the spell. But boys are just a little bit different. From straight to curved. The boys looked at each other. They all saw the lingering fear in each other's eyes. A boy said happily that if they hadn't walked faster. I'm afraid I'm really going to fall. The boy next to him also spoke in agreement. Yes, she is indeed a succubus. The lethality is more than one level higher than that of the succubus. After saying this, was approved by all the men around him. After returning to the apartment, I breathed a sigh of relief. But my hand is still held by Luo Shi. Feel the warmth and softness of the other person's hands. I couldn't bear to take my hand away at all. How about it? Do you feel comfortable? Luo Shi suddenly spoke. Let my brain wander. Okay, open the door. What I did just now was out of necessity. You don't need to take it to heart. After saying this, Luo Shi also let go of his hand. I feel unfulfilled. The mystery meets his gaze. Ask Luo Shi. Why should you choose me? I want to know your real reason. Instead of the perfunctory and coercive behavior outside just now. Come normally. Said that if he wants to improve himself, those A-level professions are the most preferred. Only in this way it is possible for him. Breaking the college entrance examination record left more than 10 years ago. But Lassie smiled slightly. Then put your right hand gently on my cheek. I just said it. I only trust you. In this world, the only one I can trust is you. Lassie repeated the reason twice. Although they all mean the same thing, but say it in different words. It further shows that his attitude is not perfunctory. This makes my heart beat. The original relationship between the two, just a familiar stranger. Although I grew up in the same orphanage. Later, primary school students also went to the same school. In the eyes of outsiders, this kind of relationship, they are childhood sweethearts. But in fact, in addition to studying and going home, basically there is not much communication. The reason why this is so, entirely because I think I can't give him the stable life he wants. As for what Luo Shi thinks, I don't know. He is usually very cold, also very capable. If you can solve it in one sentence, never say another sentence. Even things that can be solved by hands. That's absolutely no nonsense. That's why Luo Shi, who has so much mobility, waldongs me. Forced me into the team. This is in line with his behavior. I felt ashamed afterwards. On the contrary, he behaves like a normal person. I opened the apartment door silently. But I haven't gone in yet. Luo Shi walked in first. I saw him taking off his shoes skillfully. Wearing black stockings, we entered the living room of the apartment. I stood outside the door stupidly. Then he took a look at the house number. And the key in hand. This is my home, right? I have some doubts about life. Although we are neighbors, and have known each other since childhood, but this was the first time Lassie entered my apartment. The boundaries between us are make it clear that I simply don't dare cross this line. The old Lassie would also keep distance from me. But don't know why. Since Lassie woke up the SS class today, I always feel that she has undergone some subtle changes. Lossie's attitude towards me changed from indifference to intimacy, and now the intimacy. Just like an old married couple. Very subtle. What are you doing standing around outside? Lossie saw that I hadn't entered the door yet, immediately ran out, dragged me into the room. With a bang. The door is closed. I was even dumped on the sofa by Lossie. Then he lay next to me like this. Lassie, don't you go back to your apartment. Why are you running to my house? I really don't understand his behavior. But Luo Shi showed a smile. Eyes slightly curved. As beautiful as the crescent moon. His long hair like a waterfall was freely moved by his hands. Exuding a moving aroma. Because I have a secret to tell you. Luo Shi put her lips on my ear and whispered softly. Makes my brain tremble. The body even has a stress response unconsciously. Just say what you want. Why do you want to do this? I was really scared. But soon, then I saw Luo Shi exposed his personal panel. Normally, personal panel is the most private thing. It's impossible for outsiders to see. But he doesn't care about this. Share it with me instead. This makes me a little surprised. But that's not the key. The most important is, I saw it on his panel. There is one more special status. Status mild charm releaser ghost. See the Lozig people panel. After the charm state appears, I'm totally dumbfounded. Don't know what's going on at all. Because your natural ability will only take effect on monsters. Words to humanity. Although it can add some attraction. But it doesn't achieve charm at all. Status. The reason you chose me is not trust at all. But it was affected by the charm state. I asked with hesitation on my face. But Losi shook his head. Yuri is full of smiles. You misunderstood. I didn't lie to you. It's just that the state of charm makes me a little troubled. If possible, I wish you could disenchant me. Even if you don't use this ability, there won't be any change in my attitude towards you. Luo Shi's voice is very gentle. This makes me feel even more sorry. Luo Shi, wait a moment. I'm going to study what's going on with this ability. It's also my first time to change jobs. Naturally, I don't know this ability. Why does it work for Roach? But I try to turn off the ability. No effect. Finally, I came to a conclusion. This charm ability is passively triggered. Not an active skill. That is to say, this ability of mine started when I changed jobs. It's always triggered. No consumption of skills, but only works on monsters. Unless using the natal weapon Charming Eye. Otherwise, it will not have any effect on humans. But in this case, a new problem arises. Why? A natural ability that only affects monsters. But it had an effect on Luo Shi. I have such doubts. Tell the other person about your abilities. Luo Shi was silent for a moment. Then, put your finger on the career column on the personal panel. So I looked over. Suddenly discovered that his profession is the Queen of Doom. Rated SS. These ratings. Don't say it's at school. Even the whole country. Those are quite explosive existences. Domestic. The number of people with this rating will not exceed 1,000. The country's population has reached 1 billion. It can be concluded from this. How rare is this barren profession? But soon, I also discovered the scary part of this profession. I closed the curtains with a solemn expression. Lock doors and windows simultaneously. Prevent the possibility of anyone peeping. It's obviously a human being. Why are the talents brought by professions? But it has a monster template. Ruoxi, accept me. Don't show your panel to a second person. Otherwise, what will happen? None of us can predict. I discovered the seriousness of the problem. The brows were completely furrowed together. Normally, everyone's profession will have a talent skill. And a destiny weapon. My natural skills. It's a passively triggered charm ability. The weapon of destiny is the Charming Eye. Luo Shi's talents. It is to give yourself an explosive template that can grow. With the addition of such a template, he can gain 3 times experience by killing people. Such a terrible effect. She is worthy of the profession of Queen of Doom. And this is what worries me the most. Once his natural abilities are known, the consequences could be disastrous. Ghost, is there really no way to eliminate this charm of yours? Every time I look at you now, I feel like my heart is beating a little fast. Let me make a statement first. This is not about feeling for you. Let's play together as brothers. It's impossible for me to have feelings for you. But this charm ability is too deceiving. I will always want to be close to you involuntarily. You should study it quickly. Otherwise, I'm worried that one day I'll really kill you. Ruoxi used a cute tone. He said something shocking. Especially the last sentence. It directly crushed my self-esteem. Please, I am the man, okay? Even if it's stupid. It should be me who is the one who is violent to you, right? How come you are so stupid to me in turn? People who blush when touched. Are you qualified to tell me this? Ruoxi raised her head. Obviously, you don't believe me that you can do that kind of thing. On the contrary, he has an extremely strong personality. If not so, neither can he. Can you bang my back in front of everyone? He just patted his butt and left as if nothing was wrong. Such a strong psychological quality. I can't keep up even if I'm trying to catch a horse. That being the case, then I'll work hard. Try not to let you take advantage of me. Hear me say that. Luo Shi immediately covered his mouth and snickered. Soon it will be night. After the two of them had takeout, Luo Shi returned to his apartment. I'm also ready to rest. But just when I was getting ready to go to bed after taking a shower, the doorbell rang. Luoshi, why are you here again? Looking at Luoshi in pajamas, I suddenly blushed. His little feet are bare, came here without even wearing shoes. One-piece lace pajamas. It also outlines the figure perfectly. I don't dare to look at it at all. I can only keep my head down, staring at his white little feet. Needless to say, now that we have formed a team, then whether it's sleeping or eating, it's best to be together. Although we grew up together, but I've become a little distant in recent years. So I suggest you start by living together and sharing the same bed. Retrain our tacit understanding, Luoshi said confidently. Then he got into the bed I made. Come on, don't be shy. Luoshi had a bright smile on her face. The sight of my feet and my eyes made me tremble. Swallowed a mouthful of saliva, I mechanically groped my way to the bed. At this moment, Luoshi stuck out her feet, hook my thigh with the instep of your foot. Suddenly I felt numb. CPU crashes directly. I quickly stood up. His expression was full of panic. Ruoxi, please respect yourself. Why are you so shy? Didn't we always sleep together when we were kids? Ruoxi started teasing. The smile becomes brighter. How can this be compared with before? It's useless to say anything hesitating. Then blushing, lying down on the sofa like a peach to attract. Luoshi laughed. As the night gets darker and darker, the lights were extinguished by Luoshi. He continues to seduce. Even deliberately make certain sounds. Makes me confused. Heartbeat. The tug of war has just begun. Tonight is destined to be a sleepless night.